Hello, hello. Happy Friday. You made it. What is up, everybody? Welcome back. If you've been here before, if it is your first time tuning in, welcome to the Friday Live with Lauren show. I'm Lauren. Do me a favor, share the show. Have you been seeing posts a week later? I don't know. I want some people to see the show today and not next week. So help me out, share the show. Let me know. Did LinkedIn let you know I was live today? I don't know. I didn't get a notification. And while you're doing that, comment and tell us where you are joining from. I normally say I am in sunny South Florida. Y'all, it is not sunny. It is for sure hurricane season. There is some gross crap out there. Look at the radar. Literally, Miami is flooded. They're underwater. I saw a video of a guy sitting in his Tesla, charging his phone underwater, like his entire lap, only in South Florida, y'all. And then I also saw this thing that said United States is the Florida of the world. Do you agree with that? Let me know. I need to know. I thought that was a pretty interesting take. But without further ado, I have a special guest with us today, as you guys always know. And I want to talk about who that is. Will you please welcome Benjamin Mena? What's up?
How's it going? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Like watching the beginning of the show and the music that you had, I feel like that like my podcast is like a little dull, so I need to go like up level and get something more fun like you had.
Well, I really appreciate that because your podcast is amazing. It was so awesome to be on your podcast. I just appreciate the invite. But enough about me and my show. I want to talk about you. Tell everybody, who is Benjamin?
So Benjamin, that is me, the host of the Elite Recruit podcast, kind of like a passion project of mine. I've been recruiting for almost 2 decades now. I don't know how to say that. Me and my wife have a recruiting business in the close to the DC metro. We focus on government contracting. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, have a 7-month-year-old. So this weekend is going to be my first Father's Day. So super excited for that. And on top of that, we like to drink nice French wine and travel to France. So that's a little bit about me.
Okay. Now I think I needed to drink some French wine and travel to France. I have not done that. And I haven't had wine recently. So man, you just gave me some ideas. Maybe I need to see if my passport is still valid. If you're watching, have you been to France? I want to know. How many times have you been?
Our our credit card points have paid for 18 trips. Or like, 18 flights between us. So probably like 7-8 trips to France. I can't keep up anymore.
I feel like people are going to comment in your side hustle. It's going to be teaching people how to use your points properly.
Well, Lauren, think about this. Okay, you're down in Florida. And I used to live in Orlando. I used to live in Tampa.
Yep.
I went to Cocoa Beach High School. Every time somebody's like, hey, do you want to go to Disney? Like I look at the prices of going to Disney. And then I'm like, I can just go back to Paris. It's cheaper.
It's so much cheaper. Yeah, there's that whole thing about how it's cheaper to see Taylor Swift overseas than it is to see her in the United States because you can fly there and get the tickets so much cheaper.
My wife got the codes for Leo in France, $139 a ticket.
$139.
Yep, for good seats.
I'm like, my mind is blown right now. Like, I'm like literally sitting here speechless. Like, I'm sorry, I have to host a show. Stop saying things that are just making me like, what? Yes, Liz should go to France. I agree with you.
So yeah, when you hear about those Taylor Swift tickets being cheaper in France, like literally the cost of a Taylor Swift ticket in the US, you could pay for your flight, you could pay for the hotels, you could pay for Michelin star restaurants every night that you're not at the show, and then still see Taylor Swift rocking it out.
Literally, I have a friend who did this. Okay, really quick, let's say hello. Hi, Michelle. Hi, everyone. Mark, it was raining out my window before I started the show. I did lock myself in the dark podcast room about 45 minutes ago. So I'm happy it's not raining right now, but let's pray it stays that way. I don't want my hair to be super frizzy. Oh, that's where Richmond. How long have you been in Richmond?
About 2 years. We now call it part of the Northern Virginia, and everybody in Richmond hates it, but it's close enough that we can still make it to a meeting up in DC.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, where is Daniela? I don't know. Yes, somebody saw a notification. A couple people did not. That's good. Florida is Florida on occasion. Depends where you live. I do agree with that, Mark. Mark lives in Florida, right by me. Mark, are you saying you went to France one time plus 7 other cities like last month?
Nice. Good job, Mark.
What? Liz, Mickey's house is damn expensive, and we will pick on it if we want to. Love
Okay,
you.
so real quick, Liz, I went to high school in Cocoa Beach. My dad got year passes to go to Mickey Mouse, and it became like I would get grounded and forced to go to Disney as part of my grounding.
She's not gonna like that. Tony's in Melbourne. What's up, Tony? Thank you for joining. All right, we got some hot topics today. And y'all know we got some hot sponsors as well. So really quick, you can say what's up to Sindoso, and you can enter to win by commenting Sindoso. Should we show them what they're gonna win?
Absolutely. It looks
I think
awesome.
we should show them. All right, so let me get rid of this. Let me make us tiny. Y'all, I'm giving away all the stuff that I can't have right now. Are you ready for this? These are Chalk Allure chocolate gems. Each one has a different filling inside. They are freaking beautiful. I like want them just to hold them and like smell them and like not eat them because I'm not eating this right now, but oh.
So one of the fun things about France is like all the cities are so walkable, but because as they're walkable, you pass by so many chocolate stores, and this looks like some of the chocolate that you're walking around a corner down in Nice, France, at Bordeaux. You turn the corner, there's a chocolate store. You walk in there, and it's fresh made that day and looks just like this.
Those look amazing. If anybody wins these and like you actually gift them to yourself instead of sending them to someone else, please take some like in real life photos and let me see, because your girl is like, I thought about, tell me how funny this is. I thought about saying, no, I'll break my diet for this and we'll do like a live tasting. And if you win these, I'll send myself one too. That's like my secret trick for like getting one for myself. I'm not going to do it though. But then I was like, and then we'll come on live and we'll taste them live. And maybe we'll invite the owner of the goat. Like I had all of these crazy ideas. I was like, no, Lauren, go to bed.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Fun. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. Okay, we're gonna jump into the what am I doing? We have to say what's up to Better Leap. Better Leap is on this side up here. What's up, Better Leap? Better Leap is a tool for recruiters. If you are a recruiter and you are watching this call, we're going to talk about a lot of things for recruiters. Tag a recruiter you know, share this with a recruiter you know. But Better Leap is how I source all of my candidates. I use the natural language model. It's perfect for me. Nobody likes a really long Boolean search. And you can add some Boolean filters in with the natural language search, which is what I like the most about it. But go check out Better Leap. I always do it the wrong way. I know, it's so bad. Go check out Better Leap because it's like backwards for us, y'all. Go check out Better Leap today. Okay. And with that, without further ado, are you ready to go with our first topic?
Well, let's roll. I feel like I should have
All
worn my hoodie. I feel bad about that.
You know, I have some really nice Better Leap shirts too, but I wear the blue blazer every single show. It's a thing for me. It's the blue blazer on Fridays. I literally sometimes get so nervous if I can't find it. I'm like, oh no. I leave it in my office though, so I'm dumb. It's in the office, Lauren. But the blue blazer every Friday. But yeah, Better Leap also sent out the best swag in the game, just so all of you know. They sent us Lululemon. What? Lululemon. Y'all. You got some Lululemon, right?
I got to double check if it is. It's a great hoodie. Now I'm like curious what it is.
I think it's a Lululemon hoodie, dude, and you didn't even notice. Yeah. Okay, he'll go find it at the half. All right, first topic of the day. This one is for recruiters and job seekers. So when you see this and you're a job seeker, don't think it's not for you. This could be for people in sales. Recruiting is sales, if we're being honest. I say that every show because not enough people realize. But we're going to talk about building your pipeline for future success. Not enough people do this. Not enough people think 30, 60, 90 days out. They're not always thinking about the future and what's coming. So, Benjamin, can you talk to us? What do people need to know about really building their pipeline out for future success?
I mean, I think one of the biggest things that most I'm going to take this two different ways. The first, like the candidate job seeker wise, and then the actual like recruiting side. I think one of the biggest mistakes that people do when they're job seeking is they start building their pipeline the second they lose a job. Like you need to be actually starting to build your pipeline when you're happy at work. when you're super excited and you love what you do, this is when you should start building your pipeline for when you are going to leave, because you never know. Like, I mean, we saw over the past few years, you could be the best damn person and move the company milestones, and you still get let go. Like the layoffs over the past few years has been nothing about like how good you are, how bad you are. Some of the best people I know got hit with layoffs. So it isn't just about you. Understand that. But you need to start building up your pipeline for success. And one of the things that I did years ago was I was looking at moving from Orlando, Florida to Tampa, Florida. So I wanted to stay in government contracting. I actually friend requested every single government contracting recruiter in Tampa and started a conversation with them. Started networking. I'm like, hey, what's on the horizon? So I started doing that, and 6 months later, I was able to walk into a 40% increase on my salary for another position.
Boom.
Same thing for the DC Metro. Like, if you are a recruiter in the DC Metro looking at staying in the DC Metro as an internal recruiter, do you know how many recruiting managers and recruiting directors are in the DC Metro?
No, I don't.
There's 1,500 of them. So, and there's 28,000 recruiters in the DC Metro. So if you're actually looking at like staying in the DC Metro, and like, I'm using the example of being a recruiter. You could do this in engineering, you could do this in software, you can do this in so many things. Why are you not friend requesting and starting conversations and building out a pipeline of the people that you might be working with for the next few years? Those 1,500 recruiting directors. So, like, you can look at it as building your community, you can look at it as building your pipeline, but you need to start setting yourself up for success right now. If you're in the job hunt, whether you're happy, whether you're sad, you need to start setting yourself up before you actually need it.
I would challenge you that you almost need to do it while you're happy, because when you get to the point where you're unhappy with your role, y'all, people can feel that and sense that, and it comes off. And whatever, love me or hate me for saying this next comment, it is what it is, in my opinion. It is so much nicer to talk to a candidate who is in a good place and is happy with what they have going on, and it feels like they're happy. Y'all, I know the job search is a grind. I know it's a struggle. I know some of you have been at it forever, but energy is contagious, and having that energy when you're on a call with a recruiter matters. So building your pipeline early when you're happy, that's who these people get to know. That's who these people like. That's who these people network and build relationships with. So that if in 8 months I have to call Ben, and say, hey, Benjamin, I've had a bad day or bad month, bad year, whatever, and this is what I'm looking for now. And maybe I'm not so giddy or happy or in that place. Benjamin knows me from who I am and who I've built this relationship with. And I don't have to be as peppy in this moment that I'm actually asking for help when I need it, because Benjamin knows who I am as a person. Would you agree with that?
No, 100%. Absolutely. I mean, just think about this. Like we're going to use LinkedIn as an example because this is live on LinkedIn, and I'm sure some other platforms, but LinkedIn, as you're sitting there, you start friend requesting these people. Then you start seeing what they're doing. You comment on there. You show them what you're doing. You're talking about the things that you're doing. Like, actually, if you're doing this, like, you should hop in Lauren's accountability group for 30 days and learn how to actually share content, because that could be the difference between you getting the job and you not getting the job down the road.
Sharing content is huge. We do High Five Friday in the middle of the show. If you guys don't know this, stay tuned. But I gave a high five to somebody today who like reached out to me a year ago and was like, hey, I see you post content, you're building your brand. I need to do this. I want to do this. It's a year and a half later. They've stuck with it. They're still doing it. They've grown. Like, I'm so freaking impressed, because y'all, it's the consistency with that. But posting content consistently really can help you also with your job search. I know a lot of people, I'm not going to just name people, because I don't know if they want me to, honestly. But I know a lot of people who have posted that like their last 4 jobs came from LinkedIn. And then they list how they got those jobs from LinkedIn and the referrals, and literally, like, don't be scared to make that open to work post too. I know that's not like really on brand with the topic we're talking about right now, but I want to say that because I had this conversation with a job seeker literally this morning. Don't be afraid to put up a green banner and say I'm open to work. People are not mind readers. We can't keep you in mind. I know everybody says keep me in mind, but you can't really do. But I can't even think of you if I don't know you're on the market. And if you don't tell me, how am I going to know? How am I going to refer you? How am I going to see what's out there? Like, you have to be willing to say it. And sometimes it's somebody random scrolling and somebody shared your post or commented on it or liked it. And that's how they noticed it. And it's that 6 degrees of separation. And that's how you're getting this job. But it's all from that LinkedIn post.
Real quick, that open to work banner, like that is the dumbest argument that I've seen on LinkedIn. And I guarantee you, when that person that made that thing like open to work is like horrible, when they're looking for a job, guess what they're probably gonna do? Turn on the banner themselves. Because like anyway, at the down, if you're looking at over all your career, like the only stability is change, or the only constant is change. So whoever's sitting there talking about this open to work banner bullshit, shut the up.
That's literally what it is. It's a load of crap. Put up your banner. Let people help you. Okay, speaking of putting up your banner, I guess this is moving right into our next topic. We're going to talk about when is it time to leave. And y'all, if you're watching right now, I want you to know we're also going to hit when is it time to stay. So this is going to work for pretty much everybody watching. We're going to start with the when is it time to leave. So Benjamin, tell me, what are some things that happen in your career and that you notice maybe it's time to leave, whether you're in a corporate salary job, whether you're hourly retail, whether you're a recruiter moving agencies? What do you think are the things that pop up, and how do you know if it's time to start looking and go?
I would say one of the biggest things when it comes to your career and where you're at, you need to be compensated in one of two ways, and hopefully both. Compensated with money, or slash and compensated where you're growing your skill set. Like I actually previously in the history of my career, I actually took a massive pay cut, but I knew it was going to have dividends down the road. So like, and we're going to go into that like time to stay and time to leave, but like it was pretty crappy. It was like my first like actual internal recruiting job, but I needed or I wanted that title of that company on my resume because I knew it could pay dividends. And it was like, excuse my language, one of the crappiest places I ever worked at. I started as a contract recruiter, got moved to, promised to full time. When I got moved, they offered to go to full time. They actually gave me the offer, and it was just like, it was like 20, 30K off of what they promised it was going to be. And they literally tried to negotiate, and they literally said to me to my face, like, we're not going to negotiate this offer. We don't care how much, like, what you're worth. We're only going to offer what the pay is. And if you don't take this right now, we'll have somebody to replace you. So I hate to say that, that I chose to stay and I accepted the offer, but I knew that I had to work my way out of that company. I knew I had to stay there long enough. So going into, time to stay, to show that stability of that organization on my resume, because I knew I could take my resume now and go market myself other places. And that's where I talked about that 40% increase. Like, was able to get another job because I started building that pipeline. Or like, I was like, well, this kind of sucks right here, but let me just like start building my pipeline and where I want to go next.
Yeah, but in a sense, you knew it was time to stay, but you also knew it was time to leave. You had to stay in the moment, even if eventually you would leave. And also, I want to talk about this really quick. Sometimes it's time to stay because you're not set up to leave.
Oh, I was definitely not set up to leave. I was not set up financially to just walk away. If you want a good laugh, like going back to the leave thing, they did a restructuring of the company. I had about 250 requisitions in my name, and some of the recruiters next to me had like 5 or 10, and I kept on begging for help. I'm like, I'm working from like 7 a.m. to about 11 p.m. at night and working the weekends, working like crazy. And they're like, well, because we're restructuring right now, we can't move any recs around. So you have to handle all this. And then when they finally gave me somebody to to work with, they're like, okay, you're going to have to train this person up. And like, she kind of, being a recruiter, I kind of, she actually told me what she made. And I was like, wait, you just graduated from college. You're making $26,000 more than me. And I'm training you. So I went and actually asked for a raise. I was like, hey, by the way, I know we restructured, we did everything. And they literally told me like, we're not giving you a raise. You're paid to what you're worth. And so I actually, a week later, quit. So, and here's the funny thing, like when I gave notice, they actually told me that I am absolutely ruining my career And I think I'm actually on paper not allowed to work for that large government contractor ever again. And at that point in time, my world was so small. This is like pre massive LinkedIn, and I was actually kind of devastated when they told me that. I was like, this is like one of the biggest companies in the space, and because like I left and the boss was pissed because I was handling so many things, like he made that a red mark on my like background. And down the road, many years later, like I never would want to work for that company again. There are so many other amazing organizations. The world is much bigger than I thought it was. But yeah,
Yes.
but yeah, I mean, that was one of the biggest cues that it was time to leave was when literally I was like, hey, like I have like 5 years of recruiting experience. This person I'm training because they've never had a job. Like, can we like work out some numbers? And they actually said like experienced people don't make as much as college new hires. I was like, but I have a college degree. And literally they were just like, that doesn't mean anything to us.
That's ass backwards. It's definitely time to leave if that's what somebody is telling you. Oh my gosh. No, I've definitely had moments where it's been time to go, but sometimes you got to stay where you're at in a hard situation just because you have to set yourself up. And I think that this is why this topic ties back into our previous topic of building your pipeline for future success. Y'all, if you are consistently building your pipeline for future success, you will never show up in my DMs and say, "Hey, Lauren, I really need some help because I never did my resume and I haven't talked to any recruiters and I don't know what the job market looks like and I hate my job. We restructured, I got a new boss." Can I tell you guys how many times I hear that line? We restructured and I got a new boss, which means they hate their new boss and they need to leave. Like if that's the reason people don't leave the job, they leave a bad leader. And a lot of times when a company restructures, there's not enough support for the employees who are in that position already. When that new leader comes in, and y'all, sometimes that can mean it's time to leave, but sometimes it means it's time to stay. And one point, and we were talking about this before the show, don't just leave because you had a bad moment with your boss and it was a bad conversation or something. Like, I'll be really straightforward with you guys. When I was younger, I had a job and I got written up for something that I knew was not fair. And I was so upset. I don't know, I think I was like 21 when this happened. I was so upset. And I got written up and I was like, no. And I was going to HR because I don't deserve this write up. And I remember going to HR and HR like agreeing with it. And I was like, what? And I had like paperwork and all this stuff. And I was like, absolutely not. I can work anywhere. And I quit my job like 2 days later. I was like, I'm out. And I didn't have anything set up or lined up. I was young and dumb and just angry. And it wasn't time to leave. It was time to stay. It was time to just like take your licks and move on. And like, you got a small write up. I'd never been written up in my life. Who freaking cares? It was a stupid hourly job. Get over it. So please don't leave when it is time to stay. Sometimes it's just a stupid argument. You'll be fine in the morning. Go take a chill pill and be okay. I know we're not probably allowed to say take a chill pill, but I said it.
I mean, if you're looking at like when to stay and when to leave, like are you financially set up for you to just like quit your job? Do you have like 6 months of reserves? Do you have an emergency fund? Is there a way to pay your bills? I mean, depending on what market you're in right now, there are some markets that are just absolutely hiring like crazy, and then there's some markets that it's like crickets. So, like sometimes the manager takes advantage of that. Guess what? Maybe it's time to not quit yet. So, like first financially, are you financially set up that you can like not work, or are you like walking into another job? I always tell my friends that are like, I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm like, so you got another job lined up? No. Well, do you know how long it takes to actually like get your next paycheck? Well, like I can get a job in like 2 weeks. Okay, cool. So you get a job in 2 weeks. So first of all, the interview process takes 2 weeks. So there's like you're now at a month of not having a paycheck. And then like
that's if you start right away. A lot of companies also have set dates when they bring on new hires. So even if you think you'll get a job in 2 weeks, they might not be onboarding a next round of hires for a month anyway. So now you're a month and a half, 2 months out.
2 months without a paycheck. When you thought it was going to be a 2 week break, it is now a 2 month break. And that's with everything working out perfectly. And we don't live in a perfect world.
It doesn't work out perfectly. That's the funniest thing that was said on this show all day. That's with everything working out perfectly. Are you joking, Benjamin? When was the last time something worked out perfectly in recruiting?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. In a perfect scenario, we have this idea of like how it's going to work out, and then we have the reality of the situation of how it's going to go. But even then, like like when it comes to the job hunting, also don't get the one-itis bug too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is
It
the
happens.
biggest. Oh my god! Like I yell at my friends all the time when they get the one-itis bug. Like I, I'm interviewing for this job, and I'm like, are you still applying? Are you still interviewing other places? No. This is I'm gonna get this job, and then don't get the job, and now they have
Oh,
to
and they'll
start
get
that
all the
over.
way to the last interview and they'll do 2 projects and they'll be like, "Oh, well, it's for sure me." Y'all, there's always one other person in the process. I'll be very straightforward with you right now. Sometimes it is just a cheaper candidate. Hate to break it to you, but it is just true right now in this job market. I have seen it. I have seen hiring managers. They're just like, "Okay, we like them both. Which one is cheaper?"
Yeah,
Don't think
I've seen
you
it
just
too.
got it. And then also, I see a lot of people who got a referral into an interview process. Well, I was referred. No, that doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean anything. The referral gets you the conversation. You still have to do the work to get the job and get through the whole process and land on the team. So getting a referral, yeah, it's great. You got a referral. You still have to perform. Please don't think that just because somebody referred you, you have a new job. Don't go announce it on LinkedIn. I've literally seen it happen.
No. Well, for that person, it's still time to stay then.
It's definitely time to stay. Except at this point, your company already knew you were going to leave. So I think you're
Oh,
going to have problems staying.
and that conversation of the hey, can I come back? It never works out well. It never works out well. You got a
No,
target on you're on your back, and the second you do something wrong,
no, it's bad. It's bad, y'all. All right, that was a lot on when it's time to leave and time to stay. I hope you got enough of it. If you didn't, go catch the replay. One more time before we go to the half. Don't forget to comment Sendoso so you can win some beautiful chocolate gems. I will show them to you one more time. Look at these. Look at this box and this presentation. Everybody loves some good presentation and some good chocolate. I want to eat this. I think somebody commented and said that um we should do the chocolate tasting in July because it is chocolate month. I don't know. Not all of the comments are showing up for me to like add. I think that was Chris Jarvis. Chris Jarvis, your comments aren't showing up for me for some reason. But yes, Chris, we'll do some more chocolate tastings in July if it's chocolate month. I love chocolate. So y'all, you don't have to ask me twice. We can do all the chocolate tastings you want to do.
you
And
should do
July is my birthday month.
a chocolate and wine pairing for the show.
With some really nice French wine.
Some really nice French wine.
Okay, y'all. It's Friday. Y'all sometimes we want to wrap the show early and like go have a glass of wine or something. I don't know. All right. It is time for High Five Friday. I'm going to let Benjamin go take a little break. Bye-bye. All right, y'all. Have you ever seen High Five Friday? Do you know what this is? High Five Friday is when we celebrate the things, the wins, the people in your LinkedIn network. I will make sure to drop the link in a little bit for you to fill it out for next week. I think we have 4 high fives today. And in just a moment, I will bring on the one, the only Michelle Craig. 1 second.
What is up, y'all? Happy High Five Friday. Lauren, I'm also struggling with humidity here, so it just is what it is. But I am excited to be here. Personal win I wanted to share from the week. I have some great friends that own a kind of like a wellness business here in Austin. And by going to a couple of events, I was actually able to connect them with some vendors and location partners. So that was really cool being able to just help them make some new connections. But enough about me. Let's get into the high fives for the week. All right. So Will Aitken wants to give Leslie a high five. Leslie just makes me smile. One of those friends you cannot speak to in a couple of months, but you jump on a call and it's all positive energy and friendliness. Will has a second high five for George. George is a meme lord and someone I'm really enjoying following and engaging with. Everyone, go give George a follow right now. And then Daniela Hanna, our #1 supporter. She might be tied with Lauren's mom, though. Keith is an entrepreneur of 25 years closing homes and home loans for people. Without hesitation and with positive vibes, he shows up early, plays a huge role in helping people, explains the process, and makes you feel like a winner no matter what circumstances you're in. He's a great team player. Even in high stress situations, he smiles and lets you know that if there's a will, there's a way to get your loan done. Keith, thank you for always being there for the Hannah team and always going the extra mile. We want to tell you we're very grateful to have you on our team. Mahalo. Last but not least, we have Lauren for Amber. Amber has been growing her LinkedIn brand, and it's been so fun to watch her journey. She's someone that I admire and enjoy scrolling across her posts in my feed. Keep going and keep growing, Amber. Thanks, y'all, and I hope that you have an amazing Friday and an amazing weekend.
Thanks, Michelle.
Bye, Lauren.
Bye. All right, y'all. It is Friday. Can you tell it's Friday? I can definitely tell it is a Friday from me being so slow, all the things I'm doing on the show. But without further ado, we're going to bring back Benjamin. We have 2 more topics, not enough time, and a giveaway. Y'all, did you hear all of the things? Did you see all of the high fives? If you've ever submitted a high five, drop a high five emoji in the comments. I don't know if that's actually the high five emoji, but I think of it as the high five emoji. I think it's technically called the wave emoji or something, but it's a high five to me too. Somebody at one point told me the praying emoji was a high five and 2 hands high fiving, and I was like, that's the praying emoji. Everybody knows that's the praying emoji. Has anybody ever heard that the praying emoji is the high five emoji? I just want to know. And then Michelle dropped the link for next week. So if you want to give somebody a shout out or a high five, if you see something awesome happening in your network, if you do something amazing, y'all, did you get a promotion? Did you go to the gym 2 times this week? I don't know, whatever it is. Drop one in the chat. Look, here we go. Maybe this is the high five. Is that the high five emoji? I thought that was a clap emoji. I'm so confused, y'all. What are the emojis? Who gets to determine which one is which? I don't know. I have no idea.
I can't keep up with all the emojis, and like Apple's going to be giving us like custom emojis soon. So did you see that?
I'm so excited.
I'm like, I can't figure out what half the emojis are anyways, and now with these custom emojis, I'm going to be like, what does that mean? Like, open ChatGPT, can you explain this emoji?
You're gonna have to drop the emoji into ChatGPT, and we have to pray it can like read it for us. I don't know if that's even gonna be a thing, y'all. Okay, we're gonna jump into our next topic. This is an important topic for everyone in life. This is a very important topic. We're gonna talk about don't take it personally, because a lot of times we take things a little too personally in life. I always try to remind people, just like I try to remind myself, we think about us more than other people think about us, right? Like we think about ourselves a lot. We are the main character in our own stories. You are not the main character in anybody else's story. I hate to break it to you, unless you have a stalker, which in that case, hope you have a restraining order and you get some help. But you are not the main character in anybody else's story, only your own. So you got to learn to not take things personally. And we were talking about this before the show. There's one thing I want to share because I think this is an important thing for job seekers to see this post. So I'm going to share my screen. Normally I don't do this till the end of the show, but let me go find it right now. Here we go. So Amy Miller shared this the other day and she reposted a post. So I'll get to the main post. But this is about reaching out to recruiters and the fact that you're probably not doing anything wrong if you're not getting a response back from recruiters. My LinkedIn inbox is a mess. I'm sure Benjamin's LinkedIn inbox is a mess. Amy points out in her post that the fastest path to consideration is to apply directly. Y'all, I will never, ever tell you to reach out to a recruiter before you actually apply for the job. Please don't say I'm thinking about applying. Apply and then reach out. But Emily's post talks about how there's 15 people that we know a day that we personally know who text and ask for help. And then add on the 500 people that we don't know a day who ask for help. Maybe we can follow up with 2 or 3 or 4 of those people, but it's unrealistic and impossible for us to follow up with everybody. So don't take that personally. And I don't want you to think that it's something you're doing wrong. Recruiters are overwhelmed as well. And I'm not saying that it's an excuse, but we have to work harder on not taking things personally when things aren't just magically falling into place for us. You got to keep working at it. You got to keep persevering. You've got to stay consistent, just like in posting LinkedIn content and staying consistent and growing your brand and your engagement in your job search. You have to stay consistent in applying and interviewing, even through the interview process. Like Benjamin pointed out earlier, we have to stay consistent in those things. So don't take it personally. Benjamin, what do you think?
I mean, I'll just say this right now. My LinkedIn messaging, like the messaging side of LinkedIn is an absolute black hole for me. Like, it is bad. I wish like LinkedIn would invest the billions of dollars that they get from recruiters, that recruiters pay for the platform, into making the messaging side of the house so much better. But yeah, like I almost, so this kind of takes me back to the very beginning of my recruiting career. I almost got fired 3 months into being a recruiter.
For what?
Because I sucked at recruiting. But I thought I could, I thought a recruiter's job was to help people get jobs.
No.
And yeah, I see, exactly. They like, we did our week training or 2-week training, and then they put me on the floor, and they're like, I was like, but I thought I'm supposed to help people. And they're like, you can go help people, but we're not paying you. Like, so I had to learn that, like, as a recruiter, we get paid to place people. And there are career coaches that can help you with all this stuff, but like, and the amount of way the messaging platform works on LinkedIn, like so many recruiters are just drowning in conversations. They're drowning. Like, I know so many internal recruiters, and I know this is unpopular right now, but they don't talk about it. They can't keep up with the applications.
Nope.
There are recruiters dealing with like anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 applications for a week for the recs that they're in charge of.
Yep.
And they trust me, they want to look at everybody.
It's not possible. It's physically impossible to do that job with what they like, the tools they've been given. Physically impossible.
Yeah. So like, then add in like the messaging and add in the emails and the reaching out. So yeah, like if a recruiter doesn't get back to you, they might not have something for you. They might have completely missed it. They might have even said like, oh my God, this person's so awesome. And then like they literally changed tabs on their computer, because how many tabs do you have open right now, Lauren?
How many windows or how many tabs in each window?
Well, I have 3 screens and I probably have about 75 tabs right now.
So I closed for this one show. I closed most of them down because I don't want anything to mess with my internet for the show, because I normally have a lot of like editing softwares. I'm editing video clips and things from the show. But I would say on any given day, I'm just like you. I have 3 screens. I have probably 4 or 5 windows open at a time with anywhere from 20 to 40 tabs in each window.
Yeah. So like the second like a recruiter many times goes to like the next tab, they're focused on that tab only. And they literally, I can't tell you how often I get back to work at night after putting our baby to bed. I'm like, oh crap, I never sent that message. Oh crap, I didn't send an email. I mean, if you want a good laugh, I actually thought I sent an email for a podcast guest who has something about 800,000 followers across the platforms. I never actually hit the send button.
Oh
It actually got lost in my LinkedIn messages side of the platform.
Oh my gosh.
So like when we're talking about like recruiters being overwhelmed, like I missed out on an amazing opportunity because it got lost in a combination of not hitting the send and in my like LinkedIn message inbox.
I definitely missed out on a few sponsors from having a horrible LinkedIn inbox, and people who like wanted to chat about sponsoring the show. And it was like early in the year. And then it was like, oh, I'm the asshole who didn't respond to you for 4 months. Hi. Like, no, y'all, like LinkedIn DMs are just trash. And that's why people have their emails listed where you can like get to them and reach out to them. And that's why we have like those boxes on our websites. It's like, do you need to get in contact? Type in the box. Like, y'all, that actually goes to us. That's the stuff we look at. But you don't click on it. I don't understand. You send me a LinkedIn DM. And then the other thing I want to talk about, and this whole don't take it personally thing, Benjamin brought up the fact that recruiters don't get paid to help people. We get paid to help companies find people for roles. Like, that's how we get paid. Companies pay us, not the people. So sometimes you'll need to work with a career coach or something like that if you need that extra support. There are people who provide those things. I do job search strategy sessions. But y'all, those things are paid things because people still need to make money. So don't take it personally if you reach out to somebody who offers a paid service and you're asking for free assistance and they say no. Don't take it personally. That's their job. That's how they make money. Would you go walk into a freaking hair salon and ask for your fucking color for free? Excuse me. No, you would not. You don't take it personally. So pay people what they're worth and reach out to the people that you can afford. And let me tell you, career coaches will be the first person, if you're like, hey, I want to work with you, but I can't afford your services, they'll refer you to somebody at a different level because they all network with each other and they know each other. So they'll go refer you to somebody who fits in your range and your budget. But just don't reach out and ask for completely free help. Y'all, please stop. It's just true. Don't take personal.
I saw somebody like and respond to voicemails and text messages. Do you know how many text messages I get right now on a daily basis for the election? I don't even want to look at text messages anymore. Like I unsubscribed like 40 times a day. I can't even keep up.
Yeah, no, I see you. A lesson to read your inbox. I am not an inbox zero person, Peter. I will tell you that. And I don't think this is a toxic trait for me. I'm not a zero inbox person. I think a lot of people fill my inbox with garbage and it's their fault that I don't get my inbox to zero, not mine. But I feel you. Some people are zero inbox people, but they just delete a lot of their emails. They don't read them. I just don't delete them and I ignore most of them, period. I have keywords on for filters of emails that like words that I think would stand out that I'd want to pay attention to. So yeah, that's how I deal with that. And then responding to voicemails and text messages. I don't think you saw the show where I asked live if somebody could teach me how to remove text messaging from my phone, period. I don't like text messaging. It's not my thing. It gives me anxiety. I don't like texting. Just call me. We can get everything done in 32 seconds on the phone. I promise. I'm a great communicator. Texting back and forth takes too long. I just no. So I will not respond to most text messages. Also, sometimes my kid has my phone and you'll text me and I won't even see it for like 45 minutes or an hour and then the time has passed. No.
Oh my God, I'm learning that. Like he's able to like my kid's 7 months and somehow there's been times where he's like text messaged people from my watch when I'm like holding him. And I'm like, I come back and they send me a response. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Wait until he accidentally FaceTime somebody for the first time.
It's coming.
This is Liz's response to me taking text messaging off my phone. Liz, just call me. Just call me. You have my phone number. Everybody has my phone number. I list that stuff so that you guys can call me. I had somebody DM me and they were like, hey, could you text me? And I was like, one, no. And two, if you really wanted to text me, my number's listed on my page. Like it's public. And I say it on the show and I talk about it. And like, y'all, if you really needed to get in touch with me, you could. But I'm not going to waste my time to reach out to you for something I don't know.
But yeah, but going back to don't take it personally. Like if you're a job seeker and you're trying to get a job and you're dealing with a recruiter, if it's an internal recruiter at most companies right now, they are drowning.
Yep.
And the only thing, I hate to say this, they care about what the company they're working for, they care about the jobs, but they also care about their own job.
Yep. And they're trying to balance doing well in their role, maintaining the support for the job seekers that maybe they do want to reach out to and help a little bit, because I would say, and Benjamin, tell me if you think I'm wrong, I'd say most recruiters do try to help people for free a lot. I think a lot of recruiters are doing a lot of free work behind the scenes that's not talked about, that's in addition to the normal job. So one, we want to do good in our normal role. Two, we want to provide support for the people that we're providing support for. And also, in addition to that, we want to have a life outside of what we're doing. But recruiting, a lot of the times, and maybe, I don't know if this happens to you, this happens to me, I have to take calls on the weekend because sometimes that candidate works full time during the week and they couldn't get off to talk to me about the job. And I couldn't have a Zoom call with them during their lunch break. It wouldn't work out last week. So Saturday is the only day I can take that call. That's during my time with my kid. That's family time, right? Like, so don't always like assume that the recruiter's not really trying to push for you and work with you and get through everything. Like, there's buckets and we have to maintain the buckets. It's like the legs on a chair so we don't topple over, right?
And then on top of that, like add in like waiting on feedback from the hiring manager.
Oh, if you're internal, it's one thing. Because I feel like you can't push as hard. Agency, I feel like I can push a lot harder than somebody internal can push. Because I know my clients and my clients know me, and like I will literally give this candidate to the next person. I do not care. So I work really quickly with my clients, but there's some people who work internal, and y'all, their hiring managers are ancient and slow. Maybe they don't even use, like, maybe they still fax. I've heard horror stories. We're going to get into realities next. But literally, like, if a hiring manager goes on vacation 2 weeks into when they started this requisition, there's nothing Benjamin and I can do about it. That hiring manager had a vacation plan for a year and somebody quit and they had to hire within this time for like, y'all, sometimes it just happens and it's going to take 3 weeks for me to find out for you. And you can call me every day and I don't have a new answer for you.
You're going to love this. So I took a job as a recruiter to, supporting like an actual government job, like true on government job. And it was supposed to be an executive recruiter bringing all these like external people into the government process and finding all these people. Started the job. None of the executives at this organization wanted to use a computer. So I spent on average up to 2 hours per day printing out the applications and printing out the resumes because nobody liked to use computers.
That's
and this
like
was
a
like
total waste of time.
Like it took waste of time, waste of paper, like, and you're like, one day I put two of the names, like, so I had to like I had to print out all the applications, print out all the resumes, and then type up all the names for all the applications and everything and resumes. One day I put like got one of the names wrong and I had it in the wrong order. It turned into 45 minutes in meetings of how horrible I was and I need to like shaping up my process. And I'm like, I want a recruiter. I just want to talk to people. I don't want to be sitting there like printing stuff out all day.
No.
And I kid you not. I kid you not. There's a recruiter next to me, and like this is an organization that has billions of dollars of like revenue and costs and all this stuff. He spent 4 days. She like took away from her recruiting job. She actually had to stop recruiting, separating the different colored beads of like these little plastic beads for like an event they were doing. They didn't want to buy brand new plastic beads, which could have cost like $10 for the amount of beads. She got 2 big bags of like all these beads put together and had to separate them by color. And it took her like 3 days.
Oh my gosh.
And she was supposed to be recruiting too.
That's insanity. Insanity. Y'all, what? Really quick, I got to say what's up. Y'all can't see this, but this is Leslie Vanette's. Leslie got a shout out from Will, a high five at the half. It's her privacy settings that make her show up as LinkedIn user, but I know who you are. This is Leslie Vanette's. What's up, Leslie? Happy Friday. I DM'd her and told her she was going to get a high five today, but she had to tune in to see who it was from. Leslie, was from Will Aiken, and you're going to have to back up to the half to see and hear, but it was awesome. And thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. And yeah, Michelle, I feel the same way. Woo! Love it when previous guests can show up and support. So thanks, Leslie, for tuning in. All right. I kind of dropped us into recruiting realities because we were just talking about a few of them. But I want to talk about, we probably have maybe 5 minutes for this topic before we get into the fun fact of the Friday fun fact. Yep, we're going to do that one. And the Sendoso giveaway. Y'all don't forget Sendoso giveaway. Comment hashtag Sendoso to win. Let me throw this back on the bottom so that you guys don't forget. And I'll show you one last time. If you just got here, this is what the chocolate. Why is my mouse not working? I think I need new batteries or to charge it or something. The chocolate, look, I want the chocolate so bad. Leslie, if you're watching, comment hashtag Sendoso. Oh no, it won't work for you because of your privacy settings. Darn, you have to go to YouTube or something. We're live on YouTube and X. Do you call it X or do you call it Twitter? I still don't know.
I say tweet. Like, what do you say tweets or like you tweet it? Like, what do you say? Like, exit now? I still haven't figured that out.
I don't know. I don't really use it. And the only reason I used it is because I got a lifetime ban from Facebook. So can't stream on Facebook anymore. Still trying to recover my account. Y'all, it was not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. Y'all know I'm a little crazy sometimes, but I didn't do anything wrong. Somebody hacked me.
I lost my account on Facebook too. 17 years of photos. Like they actually got 2-factor authentication for my email. Used that for 2FA for Facebook, took it over and got me kicked off the platform. Lost that account and now I have like a new one. I'm like, I don't want to build it again.
I got kicked off, and that's my main thing. Like you, I want my photos, and you can download your stuff, but no, like I want to be able to like message and be on Marketplace and all. I want my Facebook back. So this is, hold on really quick, y'all, and don't take it personally. I like couldn't get a response back from them for days. And I was like, what's going on? And why won't they answer me? Y'all, I had to provide them with a brand new email address, not associated to anything. So I made a new email address. I forgot what the email was. So I had emails the whole time where they were going to help me recover my account in that email address. And I was like taking it personal. I was like, why won't y'all let me back on? What's going on? I did nothing wrong. I've even paid to be verified by Meta. Like, what's up? I sent in my, I was so mad. It's in my email. I'm gonna have to do it after this call. Yeah. Don't take it personally, y'all. It's not about you. Okay, recruiting realities. I want to talk about some things that you have seen happening in your overall career as a recruiter, and maybe some of the realities of recruiting that people don't really get.
Oh man, I think actually I was thinking about this like earlier today. Many years ago, I was a college recruiter in charge of like the internships. I'd say about 60% of the internships went to kids that were already working. Their parents are already working for the company. And so I'm like, I was one of those kids that actually could never get an internship, like no matter how many times I applied, and I was just like, nobody loves me, nobody cares, and not having an internship really like kind of sometimes affects you. But yeah, most of the internships go to like family members.
Yeah, literally straight to family. And you're going to think that you're going to have a shot and you're not. Or it's going to go to your family, friends, neighbors, kid, who knows. Like, it's going to be some weird random. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's so many of these. I feel like there's some where I see a requisition and it's for a company that I'm recruiting for. So like some people know which companies I recruit for. I try to keep it private. Some people know. And they will see a job and they'll be like, oh, hey, I see this job and you could help that. And I know that job is posted because they have to post it. And there's an internal candidate moving through the process and it's already in the works. And I know that I'm not even allowed to work on that job because they're not even going to have interviews for like, that is true, y'all. That happens. Like sometimes they have to post a job in some states. So literally, sometimes I get people who reach out to me and they're like, hey, can we talk about such job? And I just like keep my mouth shut because I know there's already people like so far in the process. Or I'll say that I'm like, hey, no, like this was a repost of a job and it's already that much through. Like, I don't want to hurt your feelings either, but y'all,
Happens all the time.
It is what it
happens
is
all the time.
All the time. All right. Y'all, if you are commenting hashtag Sendoso, but it says LinkedIn user, you have privacy settings that are not allowing LinkedIn to like show your name. So that's one of the it's not me, it's you things. And you have to either change your settings or you can go to my channel on YouTube and you can comment from YouTube. It will work there. I'm going to drop that one now so that you guys can see that. That's the link. You can go to my channel. You can see us live there. And you can comment to win. And yes, I agree. It would be a better idea to store those photos in external drive. Hindsight, if you know what I mean.
Hindsight's always 2020, but we're also talking about photos that were like from 2004, 2005.
I know. I was trying to think about how long I'd been on Facebook. It's like part of me was like, who cares? Just get rid of it. You don't really use it that much. And I was like, no, I've been on Facebook for a long time, like 20 years. I've been on Facebook for 20 years.
Back when it was like just like the college campuses that could get it.
Yeah.
Back when an external hard drive probably cost like $10,000 too.
They were so expensive back then. Do you remember how much
we used to
pay for stuff? How much we used to pay for USB drives? Oh my gosh. When they first came out, we would have to pay so much more for the bigger ones. They were so freaking expensive. And then forever people gave away at conferences. We're like, you guys know these are free now. They're free now. We don't care. We don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of problems. I would also say, Peter, there's a ton of problems in every single industry and whatever. And we're going to talk about all of the ones in recruiting today and maybe sales next week and marketing the week after that. Who knows? It is what it is. And we're going to talk about the realities of all of it. And sometimes realities are sunshine and rainbows, and sometimes it's clouds and rain outside. Mark, are you watching? Is it raining right now? Am I going to walk to my car in the rain? Let me know. I don't want to walk to my car in the rain.
I mean, it's one of those things, like, there are a lot of issues, but there's so many recruiters out there that they want to do the best. They're trying the best. Many times they don't have the structure or the support to be the best and to help everybody.
Well,
Like,
and I want to counter by saying this. Most people who have a job interact with the people on their team and their supervisor and their boss. And those are the only people who they ever engage with in their job and in their career. And you have a team, maybe you're on a big team, but most times you have a team, a small team. You have a small team of the people you engage with and interact with. And those are the people who you have to be responsible to. Recruiters have so many people engage with them and expect things from them because of the title recruiter. And because so many people don't really understand, one, the type of recruiter they're reaching out to, and two, what it means to be a recruiter. And I just think that one of the realities of recruiting is that it's different from a lot of careers in the sense that I'm not going to be able to keep up with it as much as other people because I have so much more volume. The volume is insane. It's like what Benjamin was talking about earlier with an internal recruiter having 10,000 applications for their recs. Do you really think they're looking at all of those? Hell no. Hell no.
I know. And it's also why, like, you typically see like career coaches talking like you should look at everything, but then you see like the 28,000 recruiters in the DC metro. It's like crickets, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Peter, you have great time management. I will say that. Mark, it's pouring. I need an umbrella. My umbrella's in the car. Hindsight there too. Again, I don't know who this is, but it is not working. I'm so sorry. I really want you to get the chance to win. I did drop the link for the YouTube. If you go over there, you can comment and enter to win there. Okay, we have 2 more things and not enough time. So really quick, we're going to do the Fun Friday fact. Benjamin, what's the Fun Friday fact for everybody today?
I used to be an ostrich rancher.
A what?
Like, you know that really tall bird that kind of looks like Big Bird, but it's not Big Bird?
I know what an ostrich is.
Oh, yeah. I actually, in high school, I went and worked on an ostrich ranch for a summer, and they kind of left me to work on the ranch. So I was in charge of an ostrich ranch.
Where is there an ostrich ranch?
So this was my family's ranch, my aunt's and uncle's ranch out in Arizona. But yeah, like that.
I need a picture.
It was on Facebook.
I can't see that.
I lost the picture because I lost my Facebook account.
No. Okay, I need to look up an ostrich wrangler. I need to look this up now.
Yeah, no, worked on an ostrich ranch, and it was kind of funny. Like, I've never seen this on the news since then, but my first day in Arizona, I was there sitting on the couch watching TV, and there's like 300-400 ostriches out in the ranch area, and I'm watching TV. It was CNN headline news: man kicked to death by ostrich. And I'm like, I just looked outside, looked at the news, and I'm like, well, shit, this is gonna be my summer.
Okay, I have to ask a very recruiter-esque question, and then we'll do the giveaway. How much do you get paid to be an ostrich wrangler?
It was family, so I got paid nothing.
How much do you think people get paid to be an ostrich wrangler? Here's your
probably not that much.
Not that much. Not that
Not that much. No.
Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, very last chance. We're about to do the giveaway. If you want to win, comment #Sendoso to be entered to win the Chalk Allure Chocolate Gems prize. I'm not showing y'all again. I already showed you twice. If you didn't see it, you should have tuned in earlier. But we are going to do that drawing right now. So let me share my screen with you. Dun, dun, dun. I think we were supposed to have more entries in this, but some of y'all security settings or whatever. So here we go. 6 people on your mark. Get set. Who's going to be? Who's going to be? We've got, Aaron, Elizabeth, Benjamin, Michelle, Wander. Here we go. So excited that you won this because you tuned in and commented, and you're going to love these chocolates. Benjamin, it's Friday. Show's over. Any final words for the people?
The final word is I need to go get myself a glass of French red wine. But secondly, make sure to send somebody a high five. Because here's one of the things, you need to build your brand right now before you need it. But you can build a brand without saying me, 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 me. You can build a brand by highlighting other people. So go sign up for a high five for next Friday. Like somebody that you have a ton of respect for, shout them out. They would love to hear it from you.
I love that. That's such good advice. And thank you for bringing the high fives back to the show. Y'all, it's Father's Day weekend. If you are a father and you are tuning in, happy Father's Day to you. Benjamin, happy first Father's Day. The first one always hits a little different. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Y'all, this was fun. I really hope you enjoyed it. And you know what I always say? If you didn't like it, don't come back. Bye.